Senior Lecturer, Faculty of ICT and Computer Hacking Forensic Investigator. Almost everyone can begin by mentioning the COVID-19 pandemic as the most important global story in 2020, and it is more of a topic of concern till date. Many people's everyday activities have shifted to their homes since the pandemic. People use the internet for a variety of reasons, including work, education, shopping, entertainment, and doctor visits. People spend online each day and increasingly rely on the internet to access services. While the majority of the world is focused on COVID health issues and vaccinations, cyber criminals took this opportunity to exploit the pandemic to target both business and individuals. According to recent reports from the cybersecurity researchers at Checkpoint Software Technologies is a leading provider of cybersecurity solutions to governments and corporate enterprises globally. People have been left unemployed looking for jobs as a result of the coronavirus pandemic and gradually turning to cybercrime to make money easily and quickly. The researchers discovered that many people are offering work for cybercrime organizations in exchange for money after researching a variety of dark web and hacking forums. Doesn't look good, right? Let's look at some of the most trending cybercrimes during the pandemic and how to keep ourselves safe from being a victim. First and topmost is email phishing attack that have been spiked due to COVID. A report from UK cybercrime tells that the most common type of attack was hacking through email or social media, which accounts for 53% of attack over the year, leading to loss of £2.9 million. Cyber criminals are taking advantage of the pandemic by exploiting the widespread knowledge of the issue to trick users into exposing personal information unconsciously. They also do trick the users to upload malwares to the devices by clicking malicious links or attachments. They can also pose as government agencies, ministries of health, public sector centers, or prominent figures in a relevant country. Here are the few phishing emails and texts we have been seeing doing the rounds at the moment. Often such scams will ask you to click on a link or an attachment that you get through the email. It will ask you to protect yourself from coronavirus. There was a famous phishing email in the UK asking people to access their funds. Another phishing scam using the WHO, cyber criminals take advantage of pandemic by sending fraudulent email messages that attempt you to trick you into clicking on malicious link or opening attachment. These actions can reveal your username and password, which can be used to steal money or sensitive information. They can create security issues using your national ID as the information. So it's very important to be cautious when somebody asks you your personal information. So, can we prevent ourselves from falling prey to the scammers? To begin with, check some signs that should set alarm bells ringing whenever you see them. So what are they? If you have been asked about personal or bank information, you should be cautious. If you are asked to pay anything upfront and only the contact details and mobile numbers or on postbox address is available, you should be cautious. If you are contacted unexpectedly by a company that you don't know, you should be cautious. Always check the website of the health or government organization that has contacted you. See if they are really sending out mails regarding your funds. Don't be shy to forward the mail to the health or government officials to check the authenticity of the email. In a way, doing this will alert the concerned authorities as well. So you are doing people a favor by doing that. Here you can see the WHO, which has given information how to spot if the email is fake. They say that if you have been contacted by a person or an organization that appears to be WHO, verify their authenticity before responding. The World Health Organization will never ask for your username or password to access safety information. Never email attachment you didn't ask for. Never charge money to apply for a job or register for a conference or reserve a hotel. WHO never conducts lotteries or prizes or grants or certificates or funding through email. The only call for donation WHO has issued is the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund. Any other appeal for funding or donation that appears to be WHO is a scam. They also stress to make sure that the sender is from person at who.int. There is an important clue. Always check if the email ends with @ with the organization name, like gov.uk, or like in Uganda, if you received an email from the Ministry of Health, should end with @health.go.ug. Major organizations have their own web-based email system. From the onset of the second COVID-19 wave in countries like India, there is a peak in cybercrime frauds where scammers pose as a verified contact from a COVID supplies, be it a medical oxygen, a plasma, or antiviral drugs. These con artists take advantage of families in crisis who are in desperate need of medical supplies for helping their allied loved ones by requesting an advance payment online and then disappearing altogether. This message is targeted at Indian users. In this case, an SMS worm impersonated a COVID-19 vaccine-free registration. The SMS worm is capable of enabling unauthorized access to private numbers using the device for activities unaware of the users of the smartphone, exposing personal data and deleting the data without the user's knowledge. This means a Twitter or Facebook accounts peeping into your photo gallery and contact list, deleting documents. You may even have to keep around a little bit longer and eating up the data, which can be particularly painful if you have limited data per day. Right? It can spread itself via SMS to victim contact with the link to download the malware. It was reported fake and targeted only at Android users, as it didn't appear for iOS users. So this fishy platform was promising free registration and access to the phone contacts. So how to prevent yourself from such damages? I would suggest you to install an antivirus or an anti-malware on your Android smartphone. Because if you are fooled into clicking a link embedded within SMS, your phone is unprotected. The virus will then be installed on your phone. The virus will then attempt to send text messages, for example, to 20 contacts. By convincing your contact that this message is from you and it must be real, a honest text message has been sent that they must respond to. It deceives them into clicking the connection, infecting their phones and the malware, installing the malware, and so forth. How you can prevent this damage? First, go and install an antivirus. Keep a system up to date. Okay. You definitely don't want to create problems in this pandemic. Am I right? Next, work from home has been the new normal for millions of people around the world for more than a year. Though COVID restrictions are slowly easing in most of the countries, work from home will become a staple for millions of workers worldwide. A recent partner CFO survey found that 74% of companies plan to permanently shift employees to remote work even after the pandemic ends. Hackers have found a new way to invade corporate computer system through their devices who are working at home because of the COVID-19 pandemic. How do the scammers do it? The cybercrime group chooses a target organization and conduct extensive research on its employees. Based on bits and tips they acquire from the virtual social media presence, the attackers compile secret files on employees' victims. The attackers may learn the employee's name, location, place of work, job, period of organizations, and sometimes even the employee's home address from the employee's social media profiles. The hackers register a domain and build phishing websites that look exactly like a company's internal VPN login page. For those wondering, what is a VPN? It allows a user to access private network, such as the company's intranet, through public network like the internet. Then the attacker contacts an employee on his personal cell phone and pose as an internal IT professional or a help desk employee with a security concern or a query. Now, these hackers can be very smart. By exploiting the information gathered on the employee during the research process, the hackers can gain the employee's confidence and persuade him or her that the scammers need to log in into a new VPN connection to solve a security problem or any other IT needs. The attacker sends the employee a link to a fake VPN page that looks identical to the company's own VPN login page. The employee logins by entering his name and password into the domain and click the login key. With a single click, the VPN page, the intruder has the entire set of credentials of the employee. As a result, companies classified sensitive and trade secret information is accessible, possibly resulting in considerable ransom expenses, forensic fees, costs, and employees and client warning requirements, and potentially significant responsibilities for security violations. So, you can see that security is a topic everyone in an organization must take part in, and continuously it should be an agenda for the top management. Let's see how to avoid a cyber attack while working from home or remotely. So what is the first step? Use VPN. So you're now likely to work outside of your company's office. You must ensure that you have a secure connection. The best method is to use a VPN service that protects the traffic from your computer to your corporate service. Most likely your company might provide you a service. You will get it. Also, with the expected increase in VPN phishing attack, companies should look over closely at enabling a multi-factor authentication solution to protect VPN accounts from unauthorized access. In a recent report last year, Microsoft said it enables a multi-factor authentication solution for online account which blocks 99.9% of all accounts takeover attacks, even if the attacker has valid credentials for the victim's account. Next step, use your company's devices for work-related tasks. Your work devices usually equipped with additional security solutions and integrated protection that are quality assured by your IT department. This way, your IT department can ensure that the device is updated and protected against the most typical cyber threats. That's why you should use the device your company has provided to perform your work-related tasks. Always make sure you have switched on all security updates, antivirus, and firewalls. Device safety extends to networking devices as well. Therefore, be sure to check for and apply updates whenever it's needed for all your networking devices, and make sure your passwords are secure. This is mostly the job of the IT or the cyber security professionals. If you are a cyber professional watching this, please make sure your staff devices are up to date. Now this may sound simple, but make sure your employees are well trained. With Covid-19 already listed as the biggest ever cybersecurity challenge, cyber criminals are adapting the tactics to target home personnel. It is not just adequate security management inside the organization that poses a risk, but also employees themselves. Set up a simulated spear phishing attack against employees to keep them alert. Try simulating attack that promote recipients' information about COVID or masquerading as IT help desk, performing work from home checks. Make sure your employees who are working from home use approved apps and solutions as much as possible. Especially people who work from home should change default password for their home Wi-Fi router to prevent hackers from accessing their networks. Don't forget to turn off the remember password options when you are logging into the company's information system and applications through your personal devices. Well, this also applies to people who are using smartphones. Finally, working from home should not feel assured that because you have installed an antivirus, you can leave everything about the connection to the company server to the VPN. People should adapt a mindset of zero trust and be aware that illegal access may be possible anytime. The only course of action is to implement a comprehensive set of measures against any kind of threat. There are still many cyber violations being recorded every day, like identity theft, ransomware, child exploitation, and data breach. We must keep in mind that cybercrime has real consequences and costs. It undermines one's well-being, their rights, their progress in all aspects of their life. To mitigate the risk of a successful attack, agencies should maintain and consistently update their cybersecurity hygiene. We should stay and practice good hygiene to prevent the coronavirus. We should also emphasize cybersecurity hygiene that will not compromise our personal information. Hope you find the topic very interesting and entertaining, and it builds a lot of awareness as well. Once again, I am Dr. Vivekanand, teaching cybersecurity at Isbet University in Kampala, Uganda. Come learn with us at Isbet University. Join the state-of-art cybersecurity course and become the cybersecurity expert the world needs. Thank you for listening. Stay safe.